Is this not why you are here?
I address you tonight as a citizen of humanity. We are faced with the very gravest of challenges.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Live from the Plantation. I'm Spartacus 2.0, a.k.a. Jerry Metcalf, and with me, as usual, upstairs, across the prison gallery, is Lucifer 777. Today we're going to be talking about taxation without representation. That being said, Seven, get us started,
buddy. You kick us off, man. I want to piggyback off you with this one.
All right, okay. Well, basically, the whole premise behind taxation without representation is that you're being taxed, but you don't have a right to vote. You don't have nobody representing you with the government. And that's pretty much us. They charge us tax. We pay tax. We do not have the right to vote. We don't get to participate in our government. We pay sales tax when we go to our commissary. We pay sales tax whenever we put in an order from all these different vendors. We pay tax. Oh shit! They even charge us tax on shipping and fucking handling. We have to pay tax on shipping and handling when we put in an order. Yet we do not have the right to vote. Don't.
Yeah.
So how can they tax us? I mean, that's by definition, that's taxation without representation.
Definitely. I mean, is it totally true that all of our rights has been stripped away from us? Like once we come here, I know it's in the Constitution, right? Once we get incarcerated, we become obviously ward of the state, and we lose all of our rights, right? But that's farther from the truth, in my opinion, right? Because we have a whole like MDOC, Michigan, like prisoner rights thing, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the Pacific article in that whole thing, that it speaks about taxation with us, right? If I'm not mistaken. I just went up there just not too long ago and just read it. It's the MDOC prisoner rights handbook, right? And it speaks. Did we ever have like the opportunity to vote back in the day?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't. We've never had the right to vote. I can tell you that. So if they're taxing us, they're wrong. That's for sure.
Most definitely. And do you know any other states that allows their inmates to vote?
I think somewhere in the Northeast, or Maine or Connecticut, one of those allows their convicts, gives them the right to vote. I think New York, they're getting ready to, or maybe it's in their jails or something. I remember reading somewhere that
definitely it should play that role, because like I can't speak for the whole of society that's out there, but like we have a lot of time on our hands, right? And we have a lot of debates, political debates and stuff like that, and we really be tuned in on the political movements that's been like transpiring around America and stuff like that, right? So we have strong opinions about it, right? And it's going to affect us, right? Because the people that we elect and the people that people elect out there in the free world, it's going to have an effect on this whole like prison system, on this whole system, period, right? And we're going to get like the trickle down effect if we have a bad politician, and we still going to get it if we have a good politician. But in my opinion, that we should be able to do these things because we have a more keen eye on these things. We're more focused on these things because this should affect us at some point or another. Am I wrong?
I mean, you're absolutely correct. We're still citizens.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We're still citizens of the United States of America. That's what it boils down to.
By
far. I'm a citizen. citizen, I should be able to participate in the government. Sure, the government's holding me captive, but at the same time, I should still be able to participate. If you're going to tax my ass, definitely. I mean, that's what this whole, that's what our country was basically founded on. It's founded on that idea.
Right.
So, I mean, but here we are repeating the same process. We're doing it all over again to our own people. The same shit the king was doing to us, you know, a couple hundred years ago. It's the same shit.
Right, what's that? That's how we fought for our independence. We want to do the same thing. We're like, this is a practice that's been going on for like millennia. Taxing the people, labor taxes and stuff. Like I was saying, all right. Taxing the citizen has been a practice since for going on for millennia, right? Since I think the dawn of civilization, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They talk about it in the Bible.
Right, most definitely. So it shouldn't be a point in time where, despite what you've done, and I know that people can't, it's human nature that we can conjure up some heinous and insidious shit to do to other human like, right? It shouldn't be a point in time where we're not allowed to participate in normal citizenship, right? As far as I know, I know it's a punishment and stuff like that, and I know people do make mistakes, right? But everybody does, right? If we want to move into a direction where it's all inclusive, right, and we want to implement, if we ever want to put the right person in office at any seat, it should come down to us, or we should be a part of that process, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I agree. I mean, how could I not? I'm here. I've been here for a long time. We deserve the right to vote. I just don't like the idea. If they're not going to give us the right to vote, stop fucking taxing us. It's illegal.
Don't hit us over the head. Hey,
they have us in prison for breaking the law. Correct?
Most definitely.
But here they are breaking the law. They're taxing us without giving us representation. That's clearly against both the Michigan Constitution and the U.S. Constitution, which means it's illegal. Yet they're doing it. When the government breaks the law, it's okay, whatever, you know, especially when you're doing it against your most downtrodden and the people who can't fight back. No one gives a fuck. But the problem is, governments historically throughout history have always tried, they've always started with the most downtrodden. You know, like, you know, maybe we'll start, you know, taking the peasants' land. We'll start calling them serfs or whatever the fuck that they do. And then next thing you know, they start moving on up. And then maybe we'll take the minor lords' land. You know, the middling lords and the major lords won't care. Then next thing you know, they're taking the middling lords' land, and the major lords are like, holy shit, they're gonna come for us next. We gotta rebel or whatever the fuck.
We gotta do something. Yeah, we gotta rebel for real.
But I'm just saying, historically, governments always start their bullshit with the people least likely to fight back. That's us.
And then most people don't give a fuck about like the downtrodden, as you say. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't give a fuck about them.
Homeless, people in prison, you know, all, the mentally ill people. They're like, you know, we could probably do without them anyways. That's what they're really thinking.
Most definitely.
But they
how much of a contribution to society? Right.
Go ahead, go.
Yeah. They saying like in their own minds, how much of a contribution to society do they really like? You know what I'm saying? They really play a part of. It's a small percentage.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly how they think. But we're all still human beings.
Definitely.
In the end. In the end, we're all still human beings. And some really great human beings have come out of prison. I mean, shit. Nelson Mandela was in prison. Malcolm X was in prison. There's been a lot of great human beings throughout his, you know. We can keep, I mean, you can go all the way back to the Bible, and how many of them dudes was in prison?
Jacob, I know for sure Jacob was in prison.
what's his name? Paul was in prison.
Hey, Paul was in prison, for sure. I mean,
Paul.
and then Jacob became a king. Jacob became a king. He was second in command over all of Egypt under Pharaoh.
Yeah. See? And Paul wrote most of the New Testament. So.
Well, most definitely. So, I mean, we have prime examples throughout society. I know that we were forgetting some and stuff like that, but we do have prime examples. But one example that's like it's about to become on their way to expanding is the Luck Inc. program. That it's a whole bunch of guys that's been incarcerated and stuff like that. They got out of prison. They probably fourth, third officials and stuff like that on up. Within the collective, it's over 2 centuries of time that they've served. And it's like 10 people in the program, right? And they use their platform to get the people that's coming out and to be a positive citizen and to contribute positively to their society, right? And they do everything from motivational speaking to Ubers to a whole bunch of shit that they do and stuff like that. But it's a whole bunch of people as a collective that's been incarcerated that's doing this, that's pushing this motive. You know? It's out of Detroit. It's Inc. Luck Inc. out of Detroit.
Luck Inc.
Yeah, Luck NIC. It's a whole Luck NIC. LUKLUCK NIC. Luck Incorporated.
Luck.
Most definitely.
INC.
Luck
INC.
Speaking too fast. Most definitely. Luck INC. You're right. Most definitely.
You was throwing me off with that NIC shit. I was thinking, what the fuck is he talking about?
Most definitely. I'm thinking about some NIT shit.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, though,
we
man.
got it, though. Luck Inc.
Most definitely. Luck Inc. Yeah. Shit, click that out.
I've never heard of them, but I like it. I like the idea of it.
Yeah, most definitely. Them guys, man. Them guys.
Go ahead, go.
Yeah. Nah, them guys pushing a real good agenda. That's all I was gonna say.
I like the idea of that. Just taxation without representation is some bullshit. Basically, they should just give us the right to vote. But you know why they will not give us the right to vote? They will not give us the right to vote because then we would be at least here in the state of Michigan, we would be a voting block of about 40,000 people. They don't want that. Right. Imagine the vote. They would have to come. They would have to come pander to us. They would have to come. They'd have to earn our votes, and they would earn our votes by having to
lobby.
Right. Well, no. That would be lobbying. Would be us lobbying them. But they would have to come earn our vote. They would have to promise us shit, just like they do normal citizens. They'd have to start, like, hey, we're gonna help you with this, and we're gonna do this for you. And like right now, they do nothing for us. Very few. I write a lot of state reps, a lot of state senators. How many of them write back? A very small number, because.
Most definitely, we'll push the needle in the right direction.
Oh, you're right, of course. I don't know. Station without representation sucks.
Yeah, that's what it is for sure, bro. I mean, it's time for a change for real, man. We preach break the chains and stuff like that, and we do all this outreach to the upper echelon or the hierarchy of the community or of the Senate or Congress. I mean, we're moving in the right direction. In Michigan, it's seemingly moving in the right direction, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
we are slowly.
That's most definitely. That's something that we're missing for sure.
We're in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll see when this House bill passed, if ever this House bill passed this year.
About good time bill.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah. That passed, we're definitely heading in the right direction. You know why?
Hell yeah.
Because we're gonna be free.
For real. For real, why you bullshitting? Oh, this bitch gonna be cleaned out.
Then we could be running this podcast from the street.
Oh yeah, most
It's much
definitely.
easier to fight from the street when you're free than it is from here.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. And I heard a good quote not too long ago, right? It says the best thing you can do for poor people is get out of poverty, not be poor, right? Because you can't do shit around poor people. You can't do shit around, right, the disenfranchised. You have to go out there and apply yourself to get enough money so you can come back and reach out to your people, right?
Yeah.
So
the problem with that is too many people, they make it out of poverty and they never look back.
Most definitely, and that's the thing.
Look at all the NFL stars, NBA stars. They and most of them come from, not all, but most of them come from very poor situations. They get all that money and they leave and never come back.
And never come back. They already made it. Like, why would I reach back? That's what they say. Like, why would I go back to that filth when I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm clean.
Yeah. They're like, woohoo! I made it. I'm moving on up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All right,
and that's what we can never forget about.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I think we've come to an end on taxation without representation. I mean, I don't think we're at an end because it's some bullshit, and I'm going to fight it. Right. Oh, you know what? I might sit down and write me a letter to, like, the ACLU or somebody and ask them what they think. Oh, yeah, I might do
Most
that.
Definitely.
But other than that,
once they get a response, we'll talk about it.
I think this podcast has come to an end, though.
Okay, then. Most definitely.
All right.
What we try to do, man, in our day-to-day? We break the chains, buddy.
Break the motherfucking chain. Take us on out.
Most definitely. All right, man. All right, family. Thanks again for tuning in to another great episode of XV3, The Red Zone, live from the plantation. I'm Lucifer 777. That's Spartacus 2.0. Come back again. I tell y'all all the time, don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself to the best show. Flat out.